The significant change in the Dundee United team is the absence of Gary McSwiggan from the starting lineup. He's on the bench. The former Aberdeen and Nottingham Forest midfield player Ray McKinnon wears his number 9 jersey. United manager Billy Kirkwood bases his side on a back four of Shannon, Pressley, Daly and Malpass, with the creative responsibilities resting on men like Bett, Johnson and McKinnon, with the youngsters McLaren and Winters supporting Owen Coyle. Dundee prefer Jim Hamilton to Jerry Britton up front. Otherwise, Jim Duffy's team is unchanged. It's an intriguing mixture of youth and experience. Morten Weghorst leads the attacking play from midfield, while Dusan Verto protects the defenders Roddy Manley, Jim Duffy and Tommy McQueen, with lots of thrust on the flanks provided by Paul Tosh and Neil McCann. Jim Bett celebrates his 36th birthday next week, and this is his 5th Scottish club. A brief spell at Airdrie, then Rangers, Aberdeen and Hearts enjoyed his services. He's also played in Iceland and Belgium and 26 times for Scotland. The last time we saw Neil McCann, he scored a classic goal against Airdrie in the Coca-Cola Cup semi-final. He's a key member of the Scotland under-21 squad and will be a major threat on the left flank this afternoon to Dundee United. And the referee this afternoon is Mr. Andrew Waddle from Edinburgh. So the match underway in typical derby atmosphere. Well, both these clubs would prefer to be playing this match in the Premier Division, but that's all forgotten in the meantime. A very important match this for both clubs challenging for promotion. Winters plays the cross in, and the first attempt on goal came from Ray McKinnon. Coming forward well from midfield there. So Robbie Winters, who plays so well on the flank, lots of pace, plays over a good cross there, and McKinnon made an excellent run. Bett. A little bit light with the pass. Neil Duffy did well. Hamilton beaten there by Christian Daly. And that asked a great deal of Ali Maxwell. He caught the studs there of Jim Hamilton. A yellow card is shown to the young striker. He certainly did appear to be a little bit reckless going into that challenge on Maxwell. Well, Christian Daly was short with the pass back. Neil Duffy asking for an explanation there from referee Waddle, but clearly the studs were short in the challenge. The yellow card has been shown already. And here's why. Poor ball back there from Daly, who's injured himself. Hamilton going for that, but you see he's high and late with the left boot. And I think that referee Waddle is perfectly entitled to take that view of the incident. Look any better, I'm sure, from here. Maxwell is winning the race all right. Hamilton going for that late with the left foot up. Here's Jim Duffy tidying up, customary fashion. Pajot, a very good kicker of the ball. Handball there by Presley. Yes, it's been given. Just thrust out an elbow there, Stephen Presley. The ball broke up awkwardly. McQueen now to McCann. McQueen's cross, a very difficult one. Another hefty challenge on Maxwell. There's John Shaw. Well, Maxwell again in the wars there, challenged fiercely by Neil Duffy. John Shaw had the chance eventually. But just look at this challenge on Ali Maxwell. Neil Duffy going for that. That appeared to be perfectly fair though. Very determined challenge. Maxwell offering no complaint. He realised that was a 50-50 ball. Good play by Winters. Duffy did well. This is Weghorst on the bench in midweek for Denmark against Armenia, reflecting his quality. That's a good pass. Here's Tosh on the run. Now Shaw! The only goal for Dundee! The celebrations in style again from Dundee. Well, it really was a splendid goal, although the Dundee United defence really was split wide open. Morten Weghorst timed the pass superbly. Tosh at the pace to get away from Malpass. Then the marking simply wasn't good enough, and Shaw made them pay. Now just watch here as this ball is played forward. to Paul Tosh. When the ball comes in, look at the way Shaw gets between the two central defenders. Neither of them marking him, acres of space to bullet the ball home. Presley told to leave that by Maxwell, who appears to have recovered fully. An injury sustained, clashing with Jim Hamilton. That's good play by Hamilton, earning a throw. And McCann taking on Shannon. Ball's gone out. McCann tried to pull that back, but very tight indeed. Coyle trying to screen the ball from Manley. Vickers takes over. Again, using the pace of Tosh on that right-hand side. It's in early for Shaw. Lots of players in the box now for Dundee. Verto. Jim Hamilton, Shaw! 2-0 to Dundee! It's a dream start for Dundee in the Tayside derby. 15 minutes on the clock. Now look at this teasing cross from Verto. Maxwell came in and stopped. Put himself in no man's land there. And the combined efforts of Hamilton and Shaw put Dundee 2 ahead. Well, Maxwell started to go for that, then changed his mind. That was the big problem, and then he was totally stranded. Well, 2 goals in the opening 15 minutes for George Shaw. A remarkable start to the match for him, taking his tally for the season so far to 8. Jim Hamilton. Well, it came off the corner flag, still in play. McKinnon's pass allows United to break. Oh, it's just kicked away by Daly, straight to McQueen. Jim Hamilton has a chance there to do some damage. That's a good back healer. Here's Tosh. Oh, excellent play by Tosh. Beaten away by Maxwell. Well, the Dundee United defence looks so unhappy at this stage in the match. Finding the movement from the Dundee players so effective, and point of real concern for Billy Kirkwood, the manager. This is McLaren, looking dangerous coming forward though. And very close indeed from Johnson. Pulled back by Andy McLaren, and what an effort that was by Johnson. Not much chance, I suspect, of Pajot getting to this had it been under the crossbar. It's McKinnon. McQueen matching the run made inside by McLaren. That's good play by Pajot. Decorst holding off Johnson. This is Hamilton. Trying to play a short pass to Shaw. Decorst doing well, backtracking for Dundee. Very willing worker, silky, creative player, but prepared with the hard chores also. This is Winters, tracked by Duffy. Good play by Winters. Great chance there for Coyle. Brilliant play from Robbie Winters. Well, perhaps a shade too much pace in the cross, but look at the way he got away from Jim Duffy initially, and then drove that over, right-footed, straight to the head of Coyle. But the pace, I think, was the problem. Coyle couldn't get high enough to direct it downwards. McCann. Shannon did well. McKinnon picks out Bett. McLaren seeing plenty of the ball now. Good effort by McLaren, attacking the Dundee defence. I'm sure Billy Kirkwood will be happy to see play like this. McQueen trying to show him outside, not far away. Coyle's layoff's a good one. McKinnon. Winters makes the run to the left. Followed again by Duffy. Oh, that's great play by Winters. So close. Well, Robbie Winters right out of luck there, because I think he was shooting for goal, but he was just about a yard away from Owen Coyle, as it turned out. Dangerous ball in. Headed away by Daly. Tosh returns it. There's no offside. Well, there wasn't. There was. The linesman's flag was up. Lost in the crowd there. And the first half comes to an end with Dundee in a very strong position by virtue of these 2 goals scored in the opening 15 minutes by their striker, George Shaw. 2 headers from perhaps the smallest forward in the field, and that certainly said a lot about Dundee United's defending, but Dundee looked very sharp and lively up front. But you have the impression United are not out of it. Dundee United 0, Dundee 2. Number 12, Craig Brewster, has come on to replace Owen Coyle. There's no evidence of any injury to Coyle in the first half. It may simply be tactical, but it's now Brewster and Winters up front. So United with a major task now to come back from this 2-goal deficit, and Dundee looking lively enough and well enough organised at the back to feel confident for the second half. That's Craig Brewster's first contribution. Hamilton trying to toe poke across towards Paul Tosh. Was it handball? Yes, says the referee. McLaren starting the second half on the left-hand side. Here he is on this left flank, slipping there initially. That was the handball. Tosh playing it forward. This is Hamilton, marked closely by Daly. To throw to Dundee. Well, the same situation really operates at the start of the second half, at the end of the first. The next goal could be so important now. Dundee could ease all their worries with a third, and United could put themselves right back in the match if they could snatch one. That's Tosh trying to get it across, Malpass in the way. The linesman and referee agree it is a throw to Dundee. There was a deflection there as the ball was played forward by Tosh. McLaren can't believe it. Daly's head up. Shaw and Tosh in each other's way. That's good play by Shaw. Turned away by Presley from Maxwell's save. A very troublesome ball for Ali Maxwell in goal. This was. Broke off Malpass. That's nimble play by Shaw. And Maxwell relieved to see Presley there for the clearance. Well, Shaw looking for his hat-trick. Hands in, swinger. That's it! Scarcely could have been simpler. Morten Beekhorst. Terrible defending again by Dundee United. Well, it really was a beautifully whipped-in corner kick this by Neil McCann, but once again the marking simply not good enough, and Beekhorst punished United again with a good header. Well, Morten Beekhorst gets goal number 7 of the season for him. 2 minutes into the second half. Neil McCann's corner kick. Beekhorst at the near post, not well enough marked at all. So United trailing by 3 headers from 3 cross balls, and that really must be a source of great concern to Billy Kirkwood, the manager. It's Neil Duffy getting the better of Jim Bett in midfield. Hamilton did well. He was fouled. The free kick to Dundee. Neil McCann now with the free kick. And almost a chance again for George Shaw. Well, the marking really is incredibly poor in there by the United defenders. It's a good ball in by McCann, but look at the way Shaw found space for himself there. But that really was very close. Here's Winters. Trying to engineer a shooting chance to himself. Always under pressure. Well, you see the defenders all around him there, Manley and Berto putting him under pressure. Berto's error in judgment there. Yeah, it's one back. Brewster. United drew one back, and suddenly the game's in the melting pot again. Still lots of time left. With 13 minutes in the second, another error by Dusan Berto allowed McLaren to send over the cross. Brewster challenging there with a very good header. And United see a lifeline, I think. Well, Craig Brewster has made an impact already since coming on as substitute. Berto very quick to the ball this time against McLaren. As this header goes straight to McCann. Oh, it's a bad tackle by Shannon. That was a really bad one. He could be in trouble with that, I think. They'd be about to hold up play anyway, because Jim Hamilton had gone down requiring treatment. Perhaps Shannon on the ground there. Well, look at this one. Well, Shannon knew clearly McCann was away from him. Well, look at this again. Cleared body check. Free kick for Dundee here, which Neil McCann may take. Oh, Morten Vikhorst. Execution not good enough. A rueful smile on the face of Vikhorst. Interesting, this one. Remember Gordon Strachan doing this for Aberdeen, more than a decade ago. Very effectively indeed. Brewster with a flick, good one. Swigan tried to release McKinnon. Manley did well for Dundee. It was Tosh. Well, clearly fouled by McSwigan. Tosh always worries defenders whenever he starts to get into his stride like that. Well, the arms first of all used, then the trip. So McCann over the ball, he's caused problems in this position before. Oh, very heavy collision there. Maxwell and Presley. That's a sore one, all right. Well, look at the way Maxwell came for this. It was his ball all the way. Kept his eye on that. And then there's the collision. Let's hope there's no damage of a lasting nature. Vikhorst losing out to McKinnon in midfield. That's a good pass. McLaren now has space again to attack Berto. Berto made a good recovery though. McLaren again looking for Brewster. That was effective. Winters straight to the head of Duffy. McKinnon to Brewster. The player on the run was Morris Malpass. Sensational goal by Malpass. Oh, his goals are so rare there to be savoured, and this was magnificent. Great footwork, deadly finish, and leading from the front here. Well, what was he doing in this position? It was so important for the extra man to appear like this, stepping away from Manley and drilling the ball into the corner. What a goal! Berto's header. Here's Winters with a chance for United. Great save by Pajot. Oh, a dead Julian from Berto. It was caught out badly again with a pass back here with a head straight into the path of Winters, who's very quick indeed. That was on target, all right. So pressure off again for Dundee. Goal kick. McLaren. Brewster, good running by Bent. That's for Winters. Duffy being very careful here inside the penalty box. Winters with a cross, and a great chance there for Brewster. Weghorst denied him. Vital defending by Weghorst. Oh, Winters did so well hearing in the cross. Looked to be setting there for Brewster until Weghorst reached the ball first. Manley. Good header down by Brewster. McKinnon. McSwiggan. Brewster again. Very close. A good effort from Brewster. Well, he really has made a big difference in the second half to Dundee United. McSwiggan's pass, good control from Brewster. You can see his intention there to bend that in the corner. McLaren. Malpass. Last throw of the dice for United. Retrieved here by McKinnon. The final whistle goes. Dundee have won the Tayside derby. Their explosive start to both halves proved to be decisive, and these Dundee supporters can savour the weekend with a victory over their closest rivals. And it was set up by George Shaw at the start. Then a goal at the start of the second half by Morten Weghorst. Craig Brewster, who came on in the second half, made a big difference, scoring after 58 minutes to put United back in the game, and then setting up a second for Maurice Malpass. It could have been so different in the end, but it was great entertainment all the way through, and Dundee are the winners. It's Dundee United 2, Dundee 3.
Well, at one stage at 3 down, it looked as though you were on the end of a drubbing. Did you really think the game was up at that point?
Possibly, yes. When you give somebody 3 goals at a start, it's very hard to get back in the game, far less being a local derby. From our point of view, I thought we played some decent football, but the goals we gave away were absolute criminal. But from Jim Duffy's point of view, he'd possibly be delighted.
3 goals from headers. What's the problem defensively for that?
Well, I can look at my own side and say that we didn't pick up properly, especially at the set piece of third goal, because at 2-0 the game was still there to be won. And I felt if we'd come out in the second half and took the game to Dundee and got a goal back, then we'd have possibly taken something out of the game. Even at 3-2, we had a couple of chances there, or half chances, to get something out of the game, which we possibly deserved.
At the very start of the game, the first 5 minutes, you looked as though you were really on song. And then the wheels came off, coinciding perhaps Ali Maxwell getting injured.
Well, possibly, yes. I thought we could have been a goal up in 20 seconds with Ray McKinnon having a free header. Then there was a slack pass back to Ali Maxwell and he got an injury. And then to be fair to Dundee, they put us under pressure with a couple of cross balls and they scored a couple of good goals from their point of view, from headers.
You're talking about having 2 under-21 internationals in the centre of defence who have been playing very well, both for Dundee United and for Scotland. Was there some concern about their marking generally?
Well, privately I'll tell them that, but I won't say that publicly. But they've got things to work on. They're 2 young lads, they need a bit of experience. But at this moment in time, the lack of experience is costing us goals.
Jim, was it a question of congratulating your players or complaining about the way the game seemed to slip away late on?
No, you've got to congratulate your players, Jock, when you win in a derby match. I mean, the games are never easy, and you know, although we were 3-0 up and playing quite well, we always knew that United would come back at us, and we didn't defend particularly well at that stage. But try and tell the supporters that I was sent home cheering that I've got to complain at my players.
Was there any planning at the beginning which resulted in these cross balls coming in the way they did for George Shaw to take the first 2 goals?
Yeah, well, our strikers, haven't really been scoring as many goals as, although the team's been scoring goals, the strikers have been off the ball a little bit. So we asked them to get in between the posts a little bit more rather than link up in wide areas. And we try to leave the space for Paul Tosh and Neil McCann. And in particular, Paul Tosh put in a great ball, and then Dusan Virto got a great ball. And Jordi was in the right place to nod them back in. So, we certainly wanted to just to get into the danger areas a little bit more.
What do you feel this can do for your promotion push now in the first instance?
I think, it's hard to say because it is a very long, hard season. The day was a perfect day for football. It was great conditions, an absolutely brilliant pitch to play on, and that suits our team. Our test comes when the wind's howling and the pitch is a little bit, bobbly, and we've got to adapt to the conditions because we've got some good football players. And as you rightly said, we have to get the ball down, get it wide and get good quality crosses, and you can only do that if the conditions are favourable. So the time will come over the next couple of months where we see where the promotion push is, but for confidence-wise, it's great.
Derek, you've watched the whole match on tape tonight. How good were Dundee and how disappointed were you in Dundee United?
I think Dundee played well. Obviously, they took their chances. That's the reason that they won the game. They went at Dundee United. They didn't sit back and allow Dundee United to play their attractive football. They had a go and it paid off for them. I think the second half, Dundee United had to do something. They're 3 goals down. They pushed on a wee bit more. In the end, possibly a wee bit unlucky, but having watched the whole 90 minutes, I think Dundee maybe deserved to win it.
Jock, you spoke to Billy Kirkwood about this. You obviously think that the physical attention given to Ali Maxwell was an important factor.
I think it was, in the sense that it encouraged Dundee to play in crosses. I mean, in this situation here, Jim Hamilton was booked for that challenge in Ali Maxwell inside the first 5 minutes. And for this one here, I thought there was nothing wrong with this challenge at all. Neil Duffy very strong going for the ball, but you've had the goalkeeper taking a buffeting at that stage, and thereafter they started putting crosses in and they get goals from them.
Do you agree with that, Derek? Did Ali Maxwell suffer?
Well, I think he did suffer, but Jim Hamilton, the first, I mean, I'd have gone for that as well. We're talking about a big derby game. The ball was there to be won. I think he deserved to get booked, though. He was a bit late, but I'm sure Jim Duffy would be delighted with his nephew's challenge. That's what you're looking for, a challenge on the goalkeeper early. Maybe it did unruffle him a little bit.
Let's look at those 3 Dundee goals. Morton Vikhorst scored number 3 and he had a big part in the first 2.
Well, he just had a smashing game. He's picking the ball up just outside his own penalty area, and it's great to see the big fella run at people, you know, and commit players. And there's a great ball to Tosh. I mean, he's very, very quick. Doesn't even have to look up. He just gets the ball in the box, and the smallest man in the park gets a free header. I think that's what Billy Kirkwood will be disappointed about. He said he would speak to his central defenders publicly. Well, I'll say it privately. They were terrible today as far as cross balls were concerned. Well, look, Morris Malpass struggling just a little bit for pace here, but Tosh is quick. Ball comes over, and there's George Shaw there. But look, there's Christian Daly there, and there's Stephen Presley there. I mean, no communication at all. Neither player within 5 yards of him, but he still has it all to do. He's still to score the goal, and that's a smashing header. Nothing to do with challenging the goalkeeper. That was just a great striker's header. Vikhorst again, what a lovely ball over the top. Obviously, he got to use this man's pace because he is very quick indeed. Look, he doesn't have to look up, and he just gets the ball into the danger area. That's the most important thing. And when it comes back here, Dusan Virto ran 20 yards or so to get that ball in the box. And really, we'll look again. There's the 2 Dundee defenders. There's Hamilton, and there's the goal scorer there. Now, Stephen Presley's caught in between 2 of them again. That's bad marking as far as the central defenders are concerned. Stephen Presley's always going to struggle to get to this, and it's a lovely ball back, and really it's a simple goal.
And these are two highly rated defenders.
Yeah, but they are young people. You had Billy Kirkwood say that they're young players. They're going to have to play a lot more together to get experience, but really they've got to communicate with each other. That's all it means, you mark. This one was a joke as well for me. As far as Jim Duffy's concerned, that's a magnificent goal. Biggest man on the pitch, 6'3". You've got Morris Malpass in front of him, but nobody behind him. The big fella just nodded the ball into the empty net.
Jock, Morton Vikhorst seems to ooze class in just about everything he does. Why is he still playing in the First Division?
I really can't answer that. I don't know, Rob. The first time I saw him was 3 years ago. He played for Lyngby against Rangers in the European Cup and was excellent, the 21-year-old at that time. He generated a lot of interest at that time, but only Dundee came up with a bid of something between £200,000 and £250,000. He looks to be a class player to me. Perhaps people think he's a shade slow and languid in his approach. I don't know, but it looks to me as though he could play and play at a higher level.
Derek, we spoke about the part Morton Vikhorst played in those 3 Dundee goals. Craig Brewster made a huge difference for Dundee United. Well,
that was a big difference for him in the second half. At least he gives you an aerial threat. That's important. That was probably the best cross that Alan McLaren put in the whole match. And Brewster, he's just on there. That was a smashing header. And there's nothing the Dundee defence can do about that. I think Dusan Virto diving in there didn't help. But it was a great ball, and I don't think the goalkeeper can come for that. And it's unfortunate Tommy McQueen, the smallest defender, was on him there. But that was a great header. And the second goal, Morris Malpass, we'll look at him here. I mean, he's actually started his run. There he is there. He started his run there before the ball is kicked. He knows he's going into that space. He doesn't want the ball the first time. He's the third man running here. And when Ray McKinnon plays the ball into the feet of Brewster there, he just holds it up well, just touches there, Malpass in, and that's a great finish. I mean, it's his 500th league game today. And he'll celebrate tonight with that goal. Not with the result, has to be said, but that's a smashing goal from him.
That's nosebleed territory for Morris.
Oh, but look at that. He just sprints. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He gets a little break here off of Manley's toe, but that's a great finish, and he'll be pleased with that.
Great layoff there by Craig Brewster. He was the cup final hero not so long ago, Jock. Why is he not getting a game?
I don't know, actually. You find too, McSwiggan and Coyle have been bought for big money by any standards. To put pressure on, perhaps. Maybe it's a question of competition sought with Billy Kirkwood up front, but Craig Brewster always seems to give some value when he's on there up front. Billy Kirkwood put him on in the second half because he thought the ball would be in the box a lot, and he's a very good box player, and that was proved. And
Derek, I'm sure Aberdeen will be watching these pictures tonight, briefly impressed with what they've seen of Dundee.
Well, they'll have to be, because they're a bad result themselves today, and they only know too well that Wraith Rovers did the turn last year for the First Division, so I think they'll be a wee bit worried.
OK, we'll see how the First Division table looks in a minute. First, the Premier placings. No change at the top there. Rangers Derby winners Dundee are within a point of leaders Dunfermline in the First Division. The Pars lost at St Johnstone. Morton's promotion prospects were damaged as well. They went down 3-0 at home to St Mirren.